Mm, 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 mm. All right, all right. This is the Horus Hour, hour of power, hour of love, and yes, the hour of storytelling. That's right. I just do a lot of storytelling. I like that a lot better than doing comedy all the time. You know what I mean? I never told jokes anyway. Every single time, the only time I did was tell a true story. That's it. So, if that's the case, I might as well just be a storyteller or a comedic storyteller. And that way, I don't have to tell jokes all the doggone time. I like telling true stories. It's better. Sometimes a little funnier, you know, because you can tell a story and it might sound like a bad story, but it'll actually be funny. So that's why I like telling stories. So today, I'm going to tell another story. But first of all, before I tell the story, I'd like to ask a question. And that question is, what are we doing, people? What are we doing, nine ether beings? Why in the world is our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York, in prison? Why? I just want to know why. We need to rise up as a people, as a nation, to free Dr. Malachi Z. York. This something we must do. He's in prison, falsely accused of horrible crimes that he did not commit, in order for them to steal his property that he was building for the Nuwapian nation, that he was building for the Nuwapian nation and people who wanted to live the lifestyle of that Wusabat culture. You know, people that follow the laws of Mayat, the laws of nature. So, if you want to learn the truth and what's really going on, the truth about your religion, he's the one that will teach you everything you need to know. And after you learn a little something, you'll be willing to drop that religion and take responsibility for yourself and know that the Christ you looking for is already inside you. That you are the Christ. Okay? You are that consciousness. That's who you are. So forget about looking on the outside, looking up to somebody else. It's inside you. Okay? Be responsible for yourself. Love yourself. Okay? Know that it starts with what you put inside your temple, how you take care of yourself. Okay? Don't say how much you love yourself and then start eating some fried chicken, knowing that's going to clog up your arteries, give you high blood pressure, and just all that stuff. Okay. We're not supposed to eat meat. Okay. We're not supposed to do anything that's harmful to our bodies. Our bodies are our temples. Okay. So you have to take care of yourself. Healthy body, healthy mind. So anyway, we must do all we can to free the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. York. So today, I'm going to tell a story about my first memories. And my first memories go way back into the time I was born. I can remember actually being placed inside of an incubator. I remember that. I mean, I can remember opening up my eyes and trying to figure out, what is this I'm trapped in? Some kind of bubble, and why can't I get out? I remember all of that. And I remember the doctor saying I wasn't going to be able to come home, that I might not be able to come home. And my auntie was going, he can make it. He's going to come home. He'll be home, because they said I weighed under 5 pounds. And I got to weigh at least 5 pounds before they could let me come home. And so, anyway, I made it to 5 pounds. So I'm here. Woohoo. And I can also remember my dad walking in the room and telling my mother, you bet not name that punk after me. And I'm like, whoa, sucking this all in. I've just made it into the world. And that's my dad calling me a punk. And so my mom didn't know what to name me. A nurse brought in a baby book, and my mother opened it. And the nurse said, okay, I'll be back. I'll give you some time so you can pick out a name. Man, it's like she didn't waste no time. Boom, that's okay. This one. She's like, you sure you don't need any time? Nope. Mm-mm. No time at all. Here you go. And so that's what my mother named me. Harlan. Oh my goodness. I did not like that name. I did not like that name. I do like Horace better though. But anyway, yeah, that's what happened. So my mother named me Harlan. And to this day, if you asked her why she picked that name, she doesn't remember. She doesn't know how I got the name. And another thing I can remember when I was 6 months, and my father threw a pillow in because I was shaking the crib, because I wanted somebody to change my diaper. Okay. Now, at 6 months, aren't you supposed to know by then, when the baby wake up in the morning, you're supposed to change the diaper? That's like the normal thing to do. I mean, It's not rocket science, you know? So I wake up and I'm shaking the crib. I'm only 6 months, so of course I can't talk. I think I can talk, but it's just coming out like, eh, eh, you know, shaking the rails on the bed. And my dad said, didn't I say shut up? Takes his pillow, throws it across the room, bam, knocks me right on my butt. They wake up, and then my mom says, what should I do? And my dad said, just leave him there, let him cry. And they walked out, both of them walked out the door, left me in there with a boo boo diaper while they went, I guess they went in the kitchen and had breakfast or something. So I remember that. I remember the angels used to come and play in the bed, you know, in the middle of the night. They would come and play with me. And that was also when they told me that, when I was about 6 months, they said they're not going to be coming, the little angels aren't going to be coming to play with me no more, but they'll always be with me. And I was like, what? Don't leave me down here by myself. And I started crying. I'm like, don't leave me down here by myself. Don't leave me with them too. You know, I picked the wrong parents. So that was something else I learned. When we come down to this earth, we're the ones who pick our parents. Okay. On this journey that we're on, for some reason, those of the parents we picked because we thought, or we said, they're going to help us on this journey. Those are the parents I need to help me on this journey. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I thought I picked the wrong parents because I'm like, hey, aren't I supposed to have parents that love me? You know, now I know my heavenly mother, Isis, she loves me. And I know my heavenly father, Osiris. I know he loves me. Yes, they show their love to me every day. And I do the same. And yeah, so anyway, I remember, you know, the angels, the little angels saying that, I'm getting older, so they're not going to start appearing so much every day like that, but they'll always be with me. And when I burnt the back of my hand, that's when I seen the bigger angels. Okay. When I burnt the back of my hand, I was still 6 months in. The little walker got stuck back then. See, I was born in the 60s, so they had the little floor heaters. And my little walker got stuck in the floor heater and burnt the back of my hand. And that scar is still on my hand, on the back of my hand. And anyway, that's when I seen the bigger angel. And my mom was running the water on my hand. And she had my hand in the sink. And the angel was sitting on the counter, just staring there, standing there. And I remember when the angel came and stood there, I stopped crying and the pain went away. And then my mom just kept running the cold water on my hand and I couldn't talk, but I still remembered that angel there. And I remember my mom put some butter on my hand. And so I wanted to know who that angel was. So I couldn't wait till I started talking so I could ask my mom who was that sitting on the counter when I burnt my hand. And every time when I got old enough to talk, every time I would ask my mom who was sitting on the counter, she would say, "It wasn't nobody sitting on the counter." I'm like, but it was somebody sitting on the counter. They had wings. They had wings. Okay. I'm trying to tell her, hey, I can remember everything. I can remember you putting the butter on my hand, you calling my auntie, all of that stuff. I'm telling her everything that happened, you know. And she just, there wasn't anybody sitting on the counter. And I'm like, but since you're a little kid, I was 2, 3, you know, so I just stopped saying that stuff. Stopped talking about angels and my heavenly Father. You know, when I was that young, I knew that my dad that was living with me, I knew that wasn't my dad. you know, he's not my he's just my dad on earth, but my father in heaven is Osiris, and I knew that. And one time I was trying to tell my mom, I was telling my mom, that's not my dad, that's not my father. My father's up there, and I'm pointing up to the ceiling, and she's like, "Your dad is not upstairs." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Up there." I'm trying to tell her up in the sky, up in the heavens. This is what I'm trying to tell my mom, but she didn't get it, and she don't get it now. Okay, you know, my mom believes in Jesus. All right, that she says that Jesus is her Lord and Savior. So that's what she believes in. She goes to one of the Holy Roller churches, the Pentecostal, the Church of God in Christ. Okay, so she goes to the Holy Roller Church where they roll around on the floor and scream, and foam is coming out their mouth, and spit, and they be up there doing a crip walk, and the whole shebang bang. Oh, the one of them churches that tell you everything you do, you finna go to hell and burn. Okay, and that is just not so. If you worship somebody that's going to send you to a place like that, that is not love, because that's torture. Okay, you can put them in the same category as Hitler. All right. So if you want to describe the God you serve as Hitler, you must be serving somebody very evil that's going to put you in a lake of fire and have you burn for eternity. That don't even make sense, logical sense. Okay, you're on the earth for 100 years, but you're gonna burn for eternity. Okay, you're on the earth for 50 years. You're gonna burn for eternity. Eh, the punishment don't wait a crime. I mean, come on. Do you know what it feels like to be in anything burning? Huh? Do you? I do. I went through that experience. Oh yeah. Yes, I've been through that experience in a burning house, and somebody took the doggone liner out of my jacket, so I wasn't getting that protection from all the heat, and I ran so fast I jumped out the window, but I could have took 2 extra steps and went out the door. But that's how hot it was that I dove right through the window. I went straight through the window. Luckily, I was on the first floor. Okay, so no, anybody that's going to burn you in some lake of fire is evil. That's right, I said it. This evil. So anyway, about the angels. Back to seeing angels. And then the last time I saw the physical angel, I was in the first grade. and I got hit by a car. Okay. They say I flew 30 feet and have a scratch on me. And it was dents in this lady's brand new Cadillac. Okay. That's the time I saw the angel. I thought I was dead then, but the angel came, scooped me up, and like had me in their wings. And so the car hit the angel, boom, boom. And I flew up in the air. We was up in the air. I hit the ground. Look, I hit the ground. I still didn't even have no scratches on me. Okay, he just had me in the wing. I was dizzy though because we was rolling around on the ground after the car hit the angel. And I guess you want to say Archangel Michael. And anyway, he had me was wrapped up in his arms like that, and it went flipping around on the ground. And I was real dizzy, but yeah, I got up. I didn't have like a mark on me, and I still went to school after that. And the police officer, when he came to took the report, he just couldn't believe it. And the lady that hit me, she passed, she fainted, and then she wouldn't get up. She wouldn't get out the car. And, the car was still parked in the middle of the street. And so she's holding up traffic and all this stuff. And she wouldn't get out her car and move the car because she didn't want to see my body. She thought that I was dead. And so the officer had me go and stand in front of the door. It was like, hey, you're going to have to walk over here so she can see you because she won't get out the car. She's scared to look over here. She thinks that, you're dead. And so I had to go stand in front of the door so she could see me. And I told her, I'm like, I'm okay, I'm okay. And she's like grabbing her heart and like kind of tripping out. I was like, baby, I know I hit you. I know I hit you like that. It's like, hey, yeah, I know you hit me too. But nobody could see that. Nobody could see the angel. You know what I mean? And I only saw him like it was so quick. Just the wings. I just saw the wings come real fast and swoop me up. That's what I saw. Anyway. So that time I saw the angels, and then the time I went up to the heavens, I went up to the planet Sirius B, and that's when I was 3 years old. So, and I saw Isis, and I saw Osiris, and I saw the four guardian angels. That's hey, we are assigned angels too to come with it. That's going to be with us. But I actually have four, and so it's like they was celebrating or something when I came up there. I was 3 years old then when this happened, and yeah, it's like they were celebrating. It had all of these angels singing, and and all the angels are walking by, and so they can see me. And then you had the guardian angel standing in the back, and then uh, oh, that's when Isis gave me breast milk and told me I had to drink the breast milk so I won't get sick back when I come back to the earth. You know, she said my mom didn't give me breast milk. She had to give me breast milk so I won't get sick when I come back to earth. And that will explain why I've never been sick, like with a cold or anything. Everybody in my neighborhood got the chicken pox. Everybody in my family had the chicken pox except me. They would be catching colds and stuff like that. I would never catch a cold. Okay. But I did have allergies, but I never like caught a cold or anything. So, man, that was I guess it worked. Okay. I know a whole lot of people got uh what's that? When the COVID came around, a lot of people got that. So I was fortunate enough not to. So that's medicine still works. That medicine is still working. And plus, now I know that the medicine is in the food that we eat, the food and the herbs that we take. And that's another reason I don't eat meat. I don't have to. I just listen to Dr. Saving and, you know, eat foods that compensate my body, that's good for my body, you know, mostly fruits, fruits and a few vegetables. That's it. But anyway, what other story? What other memory do I have that's so early? Those are the only times I've seen the angels that I can remember. And then the time when I was 3 and I went to the planet Sirius B. So, yeah, look at that. I even know where I'm from. The planet Sirius B. Been there. It's beautiful. That's what it is. It's beautiful. Anyway, and that's where I want to go back to. Okay? Do you think I want to be stuck down here with all you crazy humans? Okay? Wow. Man, you guys really, you guys really tripping me out, boy. It's, and I think what got us so mixed up is trying to go by this religion, okay, and looking for love outside ourselves, okay, and it made us crazy, okay, it made us do crazy things, believe crazy things, you know, and really act crazy. And I mean, it's got to the point where people would say they love you, and they don't show any love. They show just the opposite, that they really don't love you. And they'll look you dead in the face and be like, yeah, they do love you. This is tough love or something crazy like that. You know, that's just an excuse to treat somebody in a horrible way. Okay. Talking about some tough love. All right. Throw that crap in the garbage. Okay. How about some real love? Okay. That's what I want to hear. Some real love. Not no fake love. Real love. You know, that true love. But the only way somebody can love you in a true way is if they love themselves. So if somebody don't love themselves, they can't love you. Okay? They can't give you what they don't have. It's not happening. Okay? So if you see somebody eating on a pork chop and they say they love you, don't believe it. Okay? You see somebody carrying a bucket of fried chicken, they just chomping down like it ain't no tomorrow. And then they grab a big old gallon of soda and they say they love you. Don't believe it. How can somebody do such horrible things to their own body? That means they don't love themselves. If they don't love themselves, they can't love you. All right? Another thing, you got your own family members. You know what? For all you star seeds and indigo children and light workers and you know, the real healers, the real people the real light beings, the real ones that's come to this planet to help elevate the earth, to help elevate, bring love to the planet, help the people raise their vibration. You know, I guarantee you, the black sheep of your family, you're going to be just like me, okay? You're going to be everybody's favorite punching bag. Hope you know how to take a right hook, a left cross, all those things my daddy gave to me. And still love them. Okay? Like, how can you love somebody like that? Easy. I became the beacon of love. So that's all I can do. And, I understand. Listen, I understand my dad. Okay? His dad was abusive. Okay? My dad left home when he was 13. Had a baby at 13 and a job. Okay. This dude was 13 years old, had a baby and a job. And now, how many 13-year-olds, do stuff like that? Okay. So, I got to give him some kind of credit. All right. He did his best. He did what he knew how to do, Al. Okay. Too bad every time I got my ass whooped, he had to stutter. Have you ever got a whooping by somebody that stutter? You know how long that whooping takes? You, not, do. Oh my goodness, man. Those were some long beatings, I tell you. Okay. I'm like, man. And you couldn't say, have you ever thought about going to some speech therapy or something? Then you're going to get it again. You trying to make fun of me. Oh no, couldn't go through that. So just take the whooping and suck it up. Every time I come around, I gotta dim my light. I gotta try to hide. Cause I can't come around him and act like I'm happy. Okay? If I act like I'm happy, oh, I'm finna get it. What you happy for? Okay, start calling me out my name and all kind of stuff. So, anyway, I'm glad that I have good memories now. Okay. And I don't look at my past as being bad. I look at it as something I learned. Okay. Out of every bad experience, some good might come out of it. Okay. So I got to think about, hey, what good came out of that? That means if I wouldn't have got my butt whooped like that, I would have probably never, ever tried to learn how to do karate. Okay. I wouldn't have even been thinking about Bruce Lee. Why? I wouldn't have had to. But since Bruce Lee was a little guy and he was beating up big guys, hey, I figured I can do the same thing. Okay. And actually, that's exactly what I was doing. Okay. So since I was such a little guy and people tried to bully me, they was in for a big surprise. So, it was crazy. And I learned how to hit really hard, and I would be like knocking them out on one punch and all kind of stuff like that. Never would have happened if my dad wouldn't have been whooping my butt like that. Okay, so something good came out of it. All right, I learned how to protect myself. So that was a good thing. Anyway, those are my earliest memories. And yeah, I hope that your memories are a little better than mine, or I hope that you have learned to forgive, and I hope that you have learned how to overcome those anything that comes your way today. That's what you've learned about yourself, how strong you are, and that if you survived all the things that you went through from your childhood all the way up to your adulthood, and you're still alive today in 2024, then you have to know how powerful you are, how strong you are, and just know that all those things happen so you can be the person that you are today. You know, that loving light. You'll be able to give that testimony how you survived. You can talk to other survivors, you know, people that had some childhood trauma, you know. Sometimes people only had, one parent that was, you know, didn't love them. But when you got both of them, you in for a rough ride. I have friends complain about, oh, their daddy wasn't home. Oh, my daddy left me. I used to be like, huh, you complaining about a daddy? Take mine. You can have them. Okay. I'd rather have the not getting my butt whooped every week. Sometime 2 and 3 times in the same week. I mean, it was pathetic. It was ridiculous. Okay. So, anyway, to be able to still love, have a loving heart, and being able to just be an expression of love, because that's why us starch seeds and indigo children and light workers, and you know that's why we're here, to raise the vibration of this planet. So we had to go through something ourselves. you know we had to go through something ourselves, and we did, and we made it, and we was able to do it with a loving heart, still be loving and still be kind, and learn how not to take our problems out on somebody else. And, you know, just learn how to be a loving, caring human beings to the planet, to the earth, know that we all connected, and just share that love, share that knowledge, you know, share that knowledge of who we are. So share that knowledge of who you are, that light being. Okay. Anyway, I've been on this mic much too long. Spent more than an hour. So I would like to say I love you, and love yourselves, and have a loving, peaceful night. Peace.